Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kimberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. This week, we're concluding our look at the finalists for this year's Niall Marsh Awards for the Best in New Zealand Crime Fiction. Today, let's take a closer look at J.P. Pomare's Tell Me Lies. Margot Scott is a Melbourne psychologist with what looks like a picture-perfect life. She has a loving husband, 2 healthy children, and a successful career. And yet, one day, she goes to a local train station and pushes a man onto the tracks and under an oncoming train. After that prologue scene, the novel goes back in time to a month earlier. Margot's made a special study of antisocial personality disorder, and although she treats all sorts of patients, there are a few who especially interest her. One of them is Cormac Gibbons, who was expelled from university for writing others' papers. Another is Xanthe Schultz, who suffers from anxiety and other disorders. A third is Joe, who's been having a series of violent dreams, possibly made worse by his job as an online content moderator. As the story goes on, Margot's perfect life begins to fall apart. Her home is destroyed, her family is threatened, and she's in danger herself. Gradually, we find out what the truth is behind what's happening to Margot and her family. We also find out how it's related to the train incident. And in the end, we learn who's lying to whom about what. So what are some of the elements that are in this novel? What are some of the things that tie it together? Well, one of them is that there are several thriller-esque aspects to the novel. One of them is this question of who can be trusted, who's lying, who's not lying. Is it an unreliable narrator? Is it not? Who's telling what to whom and what does it all mean? Sorting that out adds tension to the novel. There's also fast pacing and events that are, well, in the movies you almost want to call them jump scares, but in a novel it's a little bit different. But there are a few incidents that are scary, at least to Margot, that come quickly, and the pacing keeps up with this throughout the novel. Speaking of Margot, the novel is told from her perspective in first person, present tense. So readers who prefer different perspectives or prefer past tense or other ways of writing are going to want to know this. But we do learn a lot about Margot's character. She's balancing home and career life, and that can be challenging, especially as she's raising 2 teenagers. However, she's not the stereotypical hand-wringing damsel in distress type, nor does she fit into the category of the demon-haunted detective who drinks too much. As the story goes on, we learn about her life, her past, and how that all ties into the events in the novel, and how that's impacted her perspective. There's not a lot of explicitness in the novel. There's some violence, but it isn't gory, and it's not explicit. There's some salty language, but it's not truly explicit. Really, the tension and suspense don't come from those things. The tension and suspense are more psychological and more pacing than anything else. So Tell Me Lies is, in a way, what you might call a psychological battle of wits. That's part of what makes it a thriller. Its focus is on what really is truth and what's not, and what people hide. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kimberg. Thanks for watching.